Hi, my name is Marty Daly, and I'm a peer specialist with Loft Community Services. Loft provides mental health case management and housing supports for individuals aged 14 until they are a senior. So today we're going to be talking about foundations of a peer program. Building a foundation for your peer program is essential to its success. Often people get excited about the prospect of peer work and add peers to projects without considering the change management that comes with the inclusion of lived experience support. The foundation of a peer program comes down to a few steps: organizational or project readiness, assessing capacity, planning for engagement, and evaluation. Organizational and project readiness starts with buy-in. Earlier in the presentation, valuing the peer role came up as a topic. Valuing the role is part of a solid foundation for a peer program. What types of role does this project call for? This is an important question. Is this a frontline peer support role, research and advisory? Are you looking for a facilitator and educator? Each role has different requirements for both the peer and the program. Assess your project or program and list some outcomes you hope to reach for both the peer and clients by including a peer program. Last, does your project have opportunities for professional development? Professional development can come in the form of mentorship or training. It is important to assess the peer's interests and strengths in order to best support them not only in this job, but in their life. Many peers are looking for these opportunities but are unsure of where to find them. It is our job to support their goals. The takeaway here is consider the ways you can support peers on and off the job success from the planning stage, not later. The second step of building a foundation for your peer program is to assess capacity. Which staff will directly support and supervise the peers? This consideration helps create clarity for the peer about who they can communicate to if they need help. This person can also act as a liaison for the peer and non-peer staff trying to navigate the complexity of the relationship. Do non-peer staff require training to understand the peer role? Bringing peers on can be difficult for some non-peer staff. A lot of stigma exists around peer roles being introduced for the first time, and this can create a confusing work environment for the peer with competing expectations. All you have to keep in mind is peers are autonomous staff and should be treated as such. Like anything else, if you need support with the transition, speak to your supervisor or program manager. Is there space and resources for the peer to do their job effectively? Many offices struggle to balance physical office space and the number of staff on their team. Depending on the role, try to ensure your peers have the space to write notes and take appointments. This is often overlooked, but important to making your peers feel welcome. Also check in on what resources your peers may need to effectively do their job. Do they need access to a laptop or a cell phone? Can you give them a staff email for secure communication? Lastly, are there opportunities for continuity? Being transparent about the hours needed for the role and length of time it will persist is important information for the peer to know. Some peers want to continue this work professionally, and others are only here for a short time. Assess if these roles can be extended or diversified, and communicate openly with your peers. The takeaway is, create a workplace environment that fosters communication, continuous learning, and safety. Once you've hired your peer team, the next step is to onboard them. Are there certain trainings all staff at the organization need? Also consider how you introduce them to the rest of the team. Try to avoid tokenizing language and instead focus on their strengths and gifts. Another consideration is the peer and non-peer team integration. Not every program requires both peers and community support workers or other types of non-peer staff. So not all staff will have a chance to interact with peers, which can make interactions intimidating for both parties. Shadowing other employees can help to build rapport and enhance the peers' understanding of the workplace. Are there ways you can be intentional in your team building efforts? Peers need to feel supported and visible in order to succeed, and integration is a pillar of a successful program. Lastly, how will you introduce your peers to people in the community? This can include clients or colleagues. Peers don't want to feel tokenized and often have to revalidate their roles outside of the agency or program. It's important to introduce your peers with dignity and respect for their role as a professional. Many people have not heard of peers or have misconceptions about the role. Each time you hire a peer, you have a chance to re-engage this bias and help change other people's views. The takeaway here is be intentional about making peers feel welcome and advocate for the importance of their role. Last but not least, the final aspect of building a foundation for peer support is considering how you will go about evaluation. There are many ways to approach this, but it's important to first come up with a plan. Are you evaluating the person in their role? Are you evaluating the client engagement? Or are you looking at the program as a whole? These processes can be co-designed with peers, which promotes more horizontal inclusion. Without evaluation, we can't make peer programs better. This step should not be overlooked.